memory of something that happened in Africa when you landed there?
I don't think so.
Did you buy a knife or?
Oh! When we landed in Africa, where it was, I think it was Dakar, French West Africa. 5 of us enlisted men were in this big tent, huge tent, you know, 5 of us. So, middle of the night, somebody says, "Hey, what's that?" We all had pistols, you know, and knives and all that. And someone said, "Hey, what's that?" And someone said, "I don't know." Someone shined a light on it, and there in the middle of the tent is this great big Arab, black as coal. And he reached inside his sheet there, he come out with this knife. Of course, we all looked at him and we said, "Oh, do we shoot him? Or is he going to knife us?" And he said, "What am I, a knife, Charlie?" "Oh, yeah. I still have the knife at home.
So from Africa, then you flew up to England?
Flew up to England, Morocco, and then to England.
And when you arrived in England, what field were you stationed at?
Metfield.
And do you remember about when you arrived in England?
No, I really don't.
Would have been early 43 maybe?
Oh, yeah.
And what bomb group and bomb squadron were you assigned to in England?
491st Bomb Group, 852nd Bomb Squadron.
And did your crew have a name for your plane?
Yeah. Our pilot had a buddy who was a Chinaman. And his expression was "Tong hoi," which meant tough situation or variations thereof. Well, so our plane got named Tung Hoi.
It's kind of an unusual name for a plane flying in Europe.
Yeah. It couldn't have been Mission of Mercy or God's Relief or something like that. It had to be Tung Hoi. Tough shit. Excuse my language.
That's okay.
We didn't like it, but our pilot was the one that got that name because he knew a Chinese pilot when he was learning to be a pilot.
You probably had to do a lot of explaining to other people in the outfit about that.
Oh, yeah. We had no choice, you know. That was our name, Tung Hoi. What does it mean? Tough situation.
And do you remember when you flew your first mission?
When?
What? Yeah, the date.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was flying, and I was in the Bombay. I had to go sit at the edge of the Bombay and watch the bomb. And I'm flying along, all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. Well, what the hell is that? And the aircraft fired, and I says, "What the hell am I doing here?" That's actually what I said. "What in the hell am I doing here?" Oh, dear.
Now, you would have arrived in England just around D-Day, when D-Day happened. Do you remember flying missions?
D-Day was our second mission. Yeah.
And did your squadron participate in like bombing Germany in the Normandy area? Germans in the Normandy area?
All over, yeah.
How many missions did you fly?
30, yeah. Because I was on a lead crew. We had to fly 30, everybody else had to fly 35. I don't know why, because we all suffered the same thing, but we had to fly only 30 because we were a lead crew.
Okay.
Go figure.
Now, when you watch old movies and they always have the briefings that the pilots go through before every mission, was there a briefing for the radio operators too? I mean, did they tell
Not really. Not really. We were told what our frequencies were and all that, but we sat in with the regular meetings.
Now, the way those old transmitters were set up, to change frequencies, you had to change a whole unit in and out, correct?
I never did.
But okay, so
Oh yeah, you had to change the whole outfit. Yeah.
so that was done by the ground crew then, and all set up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't about to go changing any radio up there. Oh, they're shooting in my butt up there, and they're shooting in my butt, trying to knock me out of the air, and I'm going to fiddle around with a radio? Forgive me.
What would be the radio operator's duties on a typical mission? What were your duties?
I was supposed to receive any messages that the pilot didn't receive from headquarters. In other words, some other headquarters above ours wanted to communicate with us. They would communicate with us, and then they would relay messages to me, and then I relay these messages to the pilot. Yeah.
So there, on the B-24, there was actually two kinds of radios, command and liaison.
Yeah, that's one I sat at.
You sat at the liaison one. Did you have any responsibilities for the command set at all?
No.
Okay. What was the difference between the two? Do you remember?
No.
Now, I did some investigating on the internet, and I've read that your bomb squadron flew missions to Berlin, Hamburg, Kassel, Cologne, Liefeld, Hanover, and Magdeburg. Do you have any memories of any of those missions?
I remember some of them. I don't remember Berlin. Berlin was just a, what do you call it? It wasn't really a priority mission. It was just a,
It also said that your squadron bombed the German general staff at Zossen, Germany. Do you remember that?
I don't remember, no.
What would be a typical altitude that you would fly at for a mission?
About 24,000 feet.
That'd be pretty cold at that.
Oh, freezing.
Those planes were kind of drafty too, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
So flying at that type of altitude, you probably didn't see a lot of machine gun flak. It was all the big stuff that they were shooting at you.
Oh yeah.
What was it like?
Terrible.
What was it like flying through flak?
Terrifying.
Did it shake the plane a lot?
I wanted to jump out of the plane and run away.
Did you encounter a lot of German fighters as well?
Not too much. We had pretty much control of the air by then.
Did you have fighter escorts that flew with you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you remember the kind of planes that they were?
P-51s, little buddies. Little friends.
And at that altitude, you had the guys had the heated suits on too?
We had heated suits. First we had the fur-lined suits, which I really liked. Then they took those away and they gave us electric heated suits. Well, the heated suit was all right. Your parachute was tight here and here. You'd be burning here and your hands and feet would be freezing, because if you turned the rheostat up to heat your feet, you'd be burning in here and here where everything was tight across your body. And no happy medium. Terrible.
Did you wear protective equipment to protect you from the flak too?
Oh yeah, we wore a regular thing, flak suit and stuff have you, yeah.
So that was over top of the heated suit?
Well, with the heated suit, oh yeah. And a couple more if they'd have given them to me.
So you guys must have looked like the Michelin Man after you got all that stuff on.
Yeah.
Now,
One time we had a helmet, and they used to hit, everybody had a helmet, a red suit, and they put an extra helmet between a pilot and a co-pilot to relieve their bladder, because they could not leave their seats. We could walk over to the Bombay and relieve ourselves. So one time, I'm looking for my extra helmet. Where the hell's my helmet? And the co-pilot said, well, here's the extra helmet here, but we've been using it. I said, well, I'm not going to use that goddamn thing. All of a sudden, bang, 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 they started shooting at us. I grabbed that and shoved it on my head. Now, it was all right when we were up there frozen, but when it thawed out, it was a hell of a mess. I made sure after that I always had my own helmet. I said, I'm not going to use that. Bang, bang, give me that goddamn thing. Tinkle, tinkle, little star. It was all right at high altitude, but after it thawed out, it was a mess.
So what kind of damage did your plane sustain from flak, or what kind of damage did your plane sustain from flak or fighters?
Oh, holes, a lot of holes. Nothing really bad.
Now, when they opened the bomb bay doors, did you have a specific job that you had to do to?
I had to leave my radio position. I had to go sit at the edge of the bomb bay door, at the bomb bay, and there was a handle there that I had to depress to keep the bomb bay doors up, because the vibrations, they would close down. The bombardier would not be able to release his bombs. So I had to sit there and push that handle over and to keep the bomb bay doors up. So there I am, all open, shooting at me everything they had. I think they even used, what do you call them? Pea shooters. It's very scary, very scary.
What was the length of a typical mission? How long?
Oh, a long mission was about 8-9 hours. A short mission was about 4.
And when you got back to the base for debriefing, what did they do during debriefing?
They gave us a shot of whiskey, which was good. And then they asked us questions, and then we went back to camp, went to bed. Next day went and did the same thing all over again.
Did any of your crew get wounded?
No. My co-pilot got killed, but he was flying with somebody else.
Wasn't there a bombardier or a navigator who was sitting up front that got hit in the front?
And he got a piece of flak hit him right above his mask, right here. And the navigator says, "Hey, Skipper, Mac got hit in the head here with a piece of flak." And someone said, "Put his tourniquet around his neck." Well, of course, that brought a big laugh.
When you lost the co-pilot, weren't you scheduled to go with him on that flight as well?
Yeah, he and I were supposed to fly